In all of us command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Well done, well done. 11 a.m. on Sundays. Sucks. Hey, a Buffalo Sabres jersey. That guy's lost in the crowd.
We hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets sprinkling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing on that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right. Let's play some hockey.
A look at the United States Capitol, Washington.
It's kind of fitting that they play at the Capitol of the United States. The arena is called Capital One Arena. It doesn't look like a hockey arena on the outside, though.
In the National Hockey League.
Looks like a building. Downtown Chinatown
Win over Edmonton.
is where their arena sits.
Pickard making just his second lifetime start against the Washington
Calvin Pickard
Capitals.
gets the starting job for the Oilers after Skinner, God bless his heart, did all he could to keep his team in it.
Charlie Lindgren backs up Logan Thompson.
Charlie Lindgren is the goalie for the Washington Capitals. 12-9-3 for him.
And he's a guy that's certainly one of 5 or 6 quality backups in the National Hockey League. Matt Savoy got his first NHL point yesterday.
Matt Savoy's back on the line with Draisaitl. Love to see that. Coach Knobloch knows what he's doing.
15 goals away from becoming the all-time goals leader in the history of the National Hockey League. Leon Draisaitl wins the opening faceoff for Dylan Strome, and a situation where both teams are on the second of a back-to-back. We're underway.
I mean, one team traveled, one team didn't.
Tucks it inside for Savoy, crossing to Ty Emerson, who had 4 of the 18 shots that the Oilers mustered against Philadelphia yesterday. Deflected to Savoy and off to Draisaitl. The other member of this line is Corey Perry, as Edmonton has gotten the blender out. All 4 lines different from those who skated yesterday.
Ooh, Savoy almost tips one home. Corey Perry almost did too. Good start for the Oilers. About time they started on the right foot, not the back foot.
Believing there's a place for all Canadians in Canada's game.
Apparently the boys are back and there's going to be trouble. I don't understand that. Why are we playing Boys Are Back, which is a Boston band in Washington?
Not surprised. All 4 lines have been
Dropkick Murphys, by the way.
Knobloch. Good start for the team, and like seeing Savoy again on that line with Draisaitl.
That was definitely hit with a high stick, but touch spine with a player.
Bouchard sent it in deep. The Oilers' personnel on the back end remains the same. Kapanen goes from out of the lineup to on McDavid's wing. Here's a turnover by Pickard in front, and McMichael booted it right back into him because his stick was tied up.
Turnover by Calvin Pickard almost ends up in a goal. Oy, wake up, boys.
Oops. Yeah, just a little mishandling here. This little chip into the zone, if you want to call it, kind of goes through, and I think for Pickard, he's just trying to put this in a place for Bouchard to skate into it, but it's a little soft. It's picked off, and good recovery afterwards.
Oy, is correct.
Not allowed the Washington Capitals, the highest scoring team per game in the National Hockey League, only one behind the Winnipeg Jets in total goals scored. So this is a team that likes to get to the net, likes to funnel pucks there, and they're a big body team that's not afraid to crash the blue paint.
Went from 28th a year ago in goals
McDavid.
to first in goals per game. Here's McDavid to the net. Fumbled
Tripped up. Power play early. Holy crap. There's one thing that we didn't get yesterday until the third period. A power play.
That's what McMichael is saying.
Wow.
He tripped himself, but instead it'll be McMichael to the box.
I don't care if he trips himself or not. Don't put your stick there. Don't give the ref anything to look at.
It's Ferravari that steps up for a big hit. He just kind of walks around him.
You slashed him to the ice, though, kid.
He's looking maybe to try and put this back door, but draws the call.
Let's go, boys. We need a big power play goal here.
It's up to you. McMichael obviously shaking the head in the penalty box. Doesn't think so, but an early power play for Edmonton.
McMichael and
We got to get something going early, and we lose the face-off, and out the zone it goes.
Oilers
Yikes.
score on their only power play of the afternoon. It's a Play Alberta power play. Power up your play with 400-plus casino games and 103 spins only at Play Alberta. Hyman, Nugent Hopkins, Bouchard round out this power play quintet. The league's leading goal scorer, Draisaitl, had a goal and an assist yesterday against Philadelphia.
McDavid doing it all himself right now, just going circles. Shoot that. Scores! Shoot that, he says. Shoot that, he does. Draisaitl.
Draisaitl with his league leading.
Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna. Feel buzz like I had last week. I must stay because coffee is cheap. I like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I continue, you know they get sweeter. So what can I do? I really bag you, my lord. To me, son, it's just like a boy. Anything it's all good. Let me jump in and sing in the trumpet. A little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Erica by my side. A little bit of Rita, all I need. A little bit of Rita, what I see. A little bit of Sandra in the sun. A little bit of Mary all night long. A little bit of
Remember earlier in the season when the Oilers got a 2-minute minor for beaking at the refs? Just for nothing, just beaking? Well, that guy seemed to beak a lot and got nothing. Interesting. Good for the goose isn't always good for the gander. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, McDavid, get the helpers on the Draisaitl power play goal. His 42nd of the year. Oh, he's going to get 70 this year, right? Just don't give up this next one. Morning there, Epic.
Third in the league in goals by a defenseman.
Here we go, breakaway. Jeff Skinner! Never got a shot away. Hooked, but no call. It's all good. We don't need any more power plays or penalty shots. Oilers have jumped today. That's one thing I will notice. We're 5 minutes into the first period. Oilers actually pulled their heads out of their collective asses and have jumped today. He just didn't do well. And then he toe-picked. That's a good play by 53 there. Really good play by 53 for the Washington Capitals. Good play. I like good defensive plays. Sorry for the late video, by the way, guys. I know it just came out like an hour ago. I made a video last night where I was screaming and swearing way too much. I was like, yeah, I can't post this. I ended up posting one that I screamed just as much. Not as much, but you know what I mean. Shots are 3-3. 17-12 left to go in the first period. 1-0 Edmonton. Hey, Dan. Very happy Sunday. Very happy. Blue Jays won yesterday, so I was happy about that. If you're a baseball fan, what do you think of this new rule in baseball? I'll get into it in the first commercial break. Wait, I gotta get this power play off. We're not on a power play anymore. My bad, people. Big save by Calvin Pickard.
So a good early save for Pickard, who gets the call today against the Caps.
That power play goal again by
McDavid did all the work. He went for a skate around the zone, gave it to Hopkins. Hopkins backdoor to Draisaitl. It's in the back of the net. Kind of like how they drew it up. McDavid is now 3 assists away from 700 in his career. Daddy. If he does it before game 700, he'll be the 3rd fastest player to ever do it. 700 assists in 700 games.
45 points.
Can you imagine that?
But I'll tell you right now, Louis, as many seasons as he's
Greatly appreciate everyone for stopping by and showing up on a Sunday morning. I know it's early. I know you don't want to be out of bed. But I'm here, and I appreciate the fact that you guys are here too. Ooh. Savoy laying the body, forechecking, wins the puck battle, gets it to Perry. Oh, boys. I like what Matthew Savoy brings. I know this is just his 2nd game, but if he plays like this for the rest of the 37 games, I see him making the playoff roster. Oh, that's offside. That was way offside. Good Lord. Shots are 4-3 for the Washington Capitals. 1-0 Edmonton.
consistency.
It's been an incredible year already for the Washington Capitals.
Hopefully you guys have had your coffee and your cereal, your oatmeal and your eggs.
Down at the bottom of the league last
That's
year.
one thing I'm going to go buy today after the game, some bacon.
Second only to Winnipeg, one behind them with 204 in the year.
I'm going to go buy like 7 packs of bacon.
This period.
I'm a big eggs and bacons.
Brown accident injury lawyers.
No, I really don't want to be awake either. Last night was a rough night for Diane and myself, but we're here. Cheery as always. We could tell you all about it, but you don't care. Thank you for the 8 people watching. I greatly appreciate all you mothers.
Vancouver 3-1 despite Jake DeBrusk's 20th goal of the year. Golden Knights have a 2-point lead. Edmonton a game in hand.
That's fine. Golden Knights can have a 2-point lead.
Washington, of course, leads the Metro.
Yeah, well, he gave the puck away in the first shot, so kind of hurt himself a little bit. But, like I said, oh, there's another trip. Not called that time. What I'm saying, though, is like we can be mad about what Skinner faced, but if you watch my video, every goal was within 5 feet of the net. Sorry, 2 feet. 1 foot away from the net.
Both of the Washington Capitals goalies catch with the right hand. Ty Emerson a drive.
Oh, I thought that went in. Pod Colson almost rings her.
Here Luke Dubois ambles his way to center. He'll dump it.
No one is and no one better be. Savoy is an untradeable. If you want to put untradables on the Edmonton Oilers, Matthew Savoy is one of them. Matthew Savoy.
4 shots on net yesterday.
Epic, you're reading my mind. You're reading my mind, man. That's why the Oilers didn't make the trade for Gibson.
6-3 loss to Philadelphia. Nurse wrists one down low.
Oh, dude,
Knocked off his stick.
that's awesome to hear, though.
The Cavs.
That's awesome to hear, man. Like,
The opponent scores
you
16
and people like you are heroes to me.
So it's a positive
Hey,
start.
Chucker, how's it going?
If you're thinking
Honestly,
advantage,
good morning, Edmund, man. It is early morning for you guys in California.
On the 21st of January,
Yanis,
probably a game that we
I will
just
say
expected
this,
more.
and don't take this as like me being an idiot or an asshole to you. People like you are heroes to me. The ones that would go out of their way to drive people home instead of having drunk drivers on the roads. You guys are the heroes to me. Like, there's countless times where I wish there was more people like you in the world with my friends and my family, and that is why I will never drink and drive. Like, if I know I'm drinking, I'm not driving at all. No, man, like, that is awesome to hear. Like, you guys are unsung heroes, so you don't really get thanked. Vernon, BC. Hey, man, enjoy the days off. Leon just off the charts this season. Yep, he's off, man. Like, he's on a 60-goal pace. I said 70, obviously tongue-in-cheek, jokingly. But if he wants to, he could hit 70. Again, if you guys were late to the party, McDavid is 3 assists away from 700 in his career. I'd have to look up how many games played he has. But if he does it before game 700, he'll be the 3rd fastest player to ever do that. That's insane to me, man. Like, that's nuts to me. I'm enjoying my coffee. I had cereal earlier. But yeah, definitely... First goal versus the Oilers, January 17th, 2008 for Ovechkin. Sheldon Surrey. Young Ovechkin. Wow. Nikolai Habibulin, Jeff Delorier, Mikko Koskinen, Victor Faust, Dwayne Rolson, Devin Dubnyk, Jason LaBarbera. That's a name. Hey, Stu, how's it going?
Satellites for yours, Stu. He's right, Eugene.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
I mean, when you score the number of goals that he scored,
we need more people like you in this world.
Who will become the highest goal scorer in league history at some point either this year or early next year.
Oh, I'll take some bacon.
When you did.
Yeah, but when
You felt him coming.
When the goal scorer started to be 200.
Bad giveaway there.
Sandin the steal.
What a save by Picard. But another giveaway by Bouchard. Man, this guy is a turnover machine.
No question, it absolutely was devastating for them in that game yesterday in Philadelphia. Turnovers, and right here again, little step up by Sandin to pick that off. And Edmonton has to.
I don't know what's going to fix this guy.
Good save by Calvin Pickard on Eller.
Like, just make the better play.
Knobloch speaking right before
4 of the shots, 13:32 left in the first period. 1-0 Edmonton. Your daily Bouchard blunder. Is it really daily if there's 5 of them a game? Wow, Picard standing on his head. Savoy gave a puck away, but here comes the Washington Capitals.
He'll pull up along the half wall. Does not have breakaway speed to Dylan Strome. Ovechkin to Chikrin.
Off the crossbar there. Wake up, boys. By the way, the Washington Capitals scored 8 goals yesterday, and Ovi didn't get 1.
First points in an Oilers sweater. Up to Leon Draisaitl, who's got the feet moving, taken off his stick. Draisaitl, by the way, now has 10 goals in his last 10 games against Washington.
That is why Savoy plays the wing.
Tucked it across the line. Brought up ice by Tom Wilson, who's having himself a year. 25
You know, he's going to play the wing for the Oilers. The Oilers are deep at center. We need more right wing help. That is probably the position of least depth, is right wing for the Edmonton Oilers. Because we have to think about the Oilers center group. McDavid, Draisaitl, Hopkins, Janmark, Henrique, Savoy. Oh, that's a tackle and a half. Wow. Dubois got away with one there. Let him play, though. I like that. And then Dubois is all angry like a little child.
I thought it was interesting. McKinnon and Marner also shut out yesterday, Louis.
A Bouchard turnover. Yeah, just call it. I Boucharded it. I pulled an Evan. I pulled an Evan Bouchard.
Like that, just to give the players, especially the players that are giving their time and commitment.
Quick chance in front, and the net was open. Unable to come up with a cleanly Skinner, and then ripped by Bouchard.
Man, this is a way better Oilers team today.
Makes the save. Bouchard, a smart play to get it on net, but Lindgren was able to regain the position, and allowing Faravari to dump it back into the Oiler end.
Oh, I appreciate you.
Out to Carlson.
Big save there. Picard keeping the Oilers on a scoreless.
Out to Sandin. Now Carlson defended by Skinner. Up top,
Yeah.
Taylor Radish. Carlson centering pass broken up.
Oh, man. Right now, Washington's got the speed and the passing pace. Block shot, and out the zone it goes. You know, you don't have to put yourself back 30 seconds. You could always just go ahead of me and say what you want to say in the chat. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with spoilers, guys, honestly. Like, if you guys said the Oilers were down 4-1 right now and I'm that far behind, I'd be okay with it.
Center taken back by Zach Hyman, who's playing on a third line with Nugent Hopkins and Victor Arvidsson today. As, again, we talked about Chris Knobloch going for the three-headed monster down the middle with McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nugent Hopkins.
Yeah, I think that's a playoff lineup for the Oilers right there. McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hopkins are your centers. You need center depth in the playoffs. As good as Hopkins can be with McDavid, you need him to play his own line. You're paying him to drive his own line, right?
I think their secondary motive is Nugent Hopkins a little quiet yesterday. He likes getting Nugent Hopkins at center to get him a little more actively involved, get those, as you would say, pistons pumping.
Yeah.
Here's Draisaitl.
No, the reason why they have me delayed to you guys is for the fact that I could be showing the game and they don't want that, right? They want to have that delay in case there is some sort of nudity or illegal, nefarious activities. I get it. You guys are awesome for being here, though. It's a Sunday morning. And it's a beautiful Sunday morning in Edmonton, if I'm being completely honest. The weather is nice. Oops. Blocked shots all day, every day for the Oilers. I like it. Oh, I'd spoil your life. Well, then, in that case. Oh, you meant you slowed me down. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, Draisaitl shot blocked. Bouchard off the back wall. Man, where were these guys yesterday? You're not wrong. Oh. Okay, I feel you. Now I understand you. The opposite of what happens with Northern. I like it. That's icing for Washington. 8:16 left to go in the first period. That's flying by fast. But again, Dubois with a big hit on McDavid. Kind of late. Kind of illegal. Oof. Washington's throwing the body early, though. It's so warm here in Edmonton that the snow is melting. Good or bad, snow is melting. But I can't wait for the first commercial break to talk about the new baseball rule. I saw it implemented yesterday in the Jays-Yankee game. Not sure how I feel about it. I want to get your guys' thoughts. Thoughts and or opinions.
Slid over to Sandin. Played back to Carlson. Looked. Dealt to Strome. A shot. Redirected up on the plexi and taken by Sandin.
Yeah.
Against Bouchard, center. Strome.
I mean, it took an interference call. I don't know if that was interference, though. Wow. Oh, Bouchard has the puck on his stick. No, he doesn't.
The Oilers eventually able to knife it free and create a 2-on-1. Brown ahead to Skinner, crosses, and Ekholm shot.
Wow, what a play there by Jeff Skinner to Ekholm. What a shot, too.
A good point around the net, too. This Washington Capitals team has a confidence at finding pucks around the offensive goal, why they're second in the league in actual.
Absolutely great period so far. And there's 7 minutes left in it. Shots are 6-5 Edmonton. Score is 1-0 Edmonton on a power play. It's hard to believe that Philadelphia didn't get a penalty until third period. That to me was bonkers. Big save by Calvin Pickard.
Tried to wrong foot him, and Calvin Pickard held sway.
Yeah, you nailed it, Epic. You absolutely nailed it.
There's a prime example. Excellent chance.
During the day it's so warm it melts, and at night it just freezes, becomes an ice rink out on the roads.
Battling Nick Dowd, freed it up
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, man. Like, you nailed it. Last year was automatic for Bouchard. This year, it's like he's believing the hype that he's better than he is. Speaking of the Blue Jays, the Red Sox and the Blue Jays are playing live right now on Sportsnet 1. You're not wrong either. Like, Dennis, you nailed it. Savoy again, dog on bone. Man, get this kid up here full time.
Shoveled in by Faravari. No stranger to 50-goal campaigns, Louis, but he came within a block shot and an empty net situation in Calgary of gaining a share of the Richard. That's the closest he's ever come.
Yeah, he's really run away with it this year. I mean, he's just been consistent as well, Leon Draisaitl. Just a solid hockey season for him in all regards. And
so Draisaitl's going to get the Rocket Richard this year?
With 3 50-goal seasons.
Rocket Richard, MVP, Art Ross. Give it to them all.
He's been in that duration, and I think it's pretty much almost a guarantee.
Not wrong.
4 50-goal season this year because he doesn't.
It's been a while.
Here comes Tom Wilson. Slam going off the outside
Well,
of the net.
because they don't give up empty netters to Washington.
Dangerous in the slot. Flubbed one there. Connor McMichael. Out to Sandin. Stumbled, and the Oilers are away. Kapanen, though, not enough on that pass. McDavid.
The only way Ovi scores goals this year is empty netters.
Kapanen tried to guide it there instead of snap it. McMichael back to Dubois. At least that's how I read that, Louis. There, that pass needed to have a little bit more pace.
Just a 1 millisecond just to corral it, make sure it's a sharp pass.
And this year he's retiring, so we won't ever have to see Ovi again.
Up here in the press box where it looks a lot easier, but
You're not wrong, man. Yeah, there it is. Brown, shoot!
Tried to drag it free. Skinner pestering.
Jeff Skinner does the good defensive forward thing. That's offside by a good 3 feet.
Play was offside.
And boo! No, that was Kulak this time with the giveaway.
What a player Alexi Protas has turned into. Adam Henrique back in his own zone. Picked up his 100th career point against Pittsburgh. Excuse me, Lou.
Connor Brown doing a yeoman's work.
The way he handles the puck, he's a big guy, smooth skater for a big guy. And the way he
Oh, don't
shoots
say
it,
that.
having a terrific
I really hope they don't.
and
Like,
just a huge elevation, and one of the reasons why Washington is such a great team this year is players like Protas, Connor McMichael early in the season.
Jeez.
A slow spell here, but another player that's really
that is awesome. Arvidsson doesn't care who he hits. He just hits his own teammates.
Jacob Chikrin advances the puck through the neutral zone as the Caps look for the equalizer.
3 minutes left to go in the first period. Shots are 6-6. Score is 1-0 Edmonton.
Other than the broken leg for Ovechkin, a pretty injury-free campaign.
Block shot. That's 7 block shots for the Oilers I've counted.
Outlet on target for Nugent Hopkins.
Hopkins, you gotta just drive that puck deep.
Play dies in the corner.
You gotta drive that puck deep.
Shovels it up. Taken by Matt Savoy at center ice. Savoy playing his 3rd NHL game. An assist yesterday on a Draisaitl goal. And he won a battle with Ristolainen to set it up.
He said if he breaks the record, there's nothing else to play for. So if he breaks the record this year, you won't see him next year. That's the only reason why he's playing right now is to break Gretzky's record. He's won the Stanley Cup.
To Roy and over to Faravari. One-timer rip from
Nice save by Picard.
made by Pickard.
First commercial break at 3 minutes left in the first period. Okay, so what I find very awesome about it's awesome and it's odd at the same time. There's a new baseball rule that you can actually challenge balls and strikes. So what happened in the Blue Jays game yesterday was the Blue Jays were up 4-0. They thought they got out of the inning with a strikeout. The Yankees challenged. It was off the plate by they said 5 degrees. 0.5, whatever that means, 0.5 inches. And it was called a ball. The player got a walk. The next batter comes up, hits a home run, because of course, that's karma Tsuchimoto. You got out of the inning, no you didn't. Now you let in a home run, and it just snowballed in quicksand from there for the Blue Jays, where the Yankees tied the game at 4. Thankfully for the Blue Jays, they won the game 6-4. You're not wrong, Yanis. You're not wrong, right? But no, he said he's going to play until he breaks it. So if he doesn't do it this year, he's going to play next year. It's a thing. It's kind of like, why did Michael Jordan come back from retirement twice? Why did Yager continue playing for all those years? But yeah, like I find the new baseball rule interesting, intriguing. Can you imagine it's Game 7 in the World Series? You think you struck out the last batter, bases loaded, you think you struck out the guy. Count is 3-2, you strike him out, game over, you win the World Series. Just to find out, no, you didn't. You just walked in the tying run. That's going to be some controversy. I'm all about that with the MLB, though. Calvin Pickard has played good.
The first period. Well, for me, Lindgren and Pickard are on the short list of, number 2 goalies that have had real strong years. And Lindgren, in his case, he was the number 1 guy last year. Won 25 games and helped the Caps get into the playoffs.
Coffee.
With a league lead
Does the body good.
Shutouts. And he's backing up Logan Thompson.
You guys are all awesome for being here, though. Like, again, I can't thank you guys enough for showing up.
Literally never loses.
My name's Matt for OilersFanReaction. There it is. Can't do it all.
Juicy rebound right to Wilson here. The shot from distance. This is something the Washington Capitals do a great job. Face-off win for Dubois. D to D and then funnel to the net. Dubois is going to stand right in front of Pickard, so he's disrupting now. This one takes a funny hop. It's Ekholm that comes in, but I believe it's off the stick of Dubois. And he's trying to just get a piece of this shot through, make it tough for the goaltender, but he gets a gratuitous bounce right to Wilson, and he makes no mistake. Actually took a little bit off it to make sure that the shot was accurate and ties this game 1-1 with his 26th.
Pierre-Luc Dubois, 48 points this year. Just never really found a home in L.A.
That's nuts.
Fourth-line center.
Wilson got the goal.
Elevated into a top 6 role, which is where he belongs by Spencer Carberry, and it's paid off for the Caps. Here's Connor Brown with a steal.
Yes, the Blue Jays won the World Series back-to-back in 92, 93. Could have went back-to-back-to-back, but politics.
For Edmonton. Tried to work his way through Chikrin. It rolls free. And
Politics and a lockout.
Love hand on that side, able to scoop it up.
Pizza 73.
Because he's not a...
Number 1 pizza. Hunger happens. Order on game day. Pizza 73. The official pizza of Edmonton Oilers.
So this is exactly how the game was on the 21st.
Pickard doesn't play more. It's not because he's a bad goalie. It's just
tied it up 1-1 both in the first period with their
he's an older goalie, and
this game tonight, they each get their team on the board to start this game.
Who doesn't remember Carlos Delgado? Carlos Delgado, Sean Green, Devon White.
Sent in, and a shot handled up near Calvin Pickard's left collarbone, and the Oilers take exception to Pickard getting crashed into. Brett Kulak is in the mix. Nugent Hopkins a wrap-up on the backside. And we saw the game get rough at times with Philadelphia yesterday.
Who can the Oilers blame now? They're probably going to blame the bad rebound control by Pickard.
Really came in hot on Dow.
Maybe sometimes we just got to give credit to the other team. You know what I mean? Just sometimes give credit where credit is due. The other team scored a goal against your goalie. It happens.
Something must have happened on this play, but watch this. He comes in and he absolutely...
Arvidsson gets the only penalty out of that.
It was more of a cross-check shove, but I don't know what it was, but he didn't like something, maybe something behind the play, but he's going to be in the box.
That makes no sense. There's at least 2 or 3 guys that could have came out of that scrum. I guess if you're taking one, take one. Washington has a power play. We're going to see Ovechkin standing in his spot. Honestly, if I was a team, and I know this is what you shouldn't do, I would put 2 guys on Ovi. Make it a 5-on-3, 5-on-2 situation. Or 4-on-2. Washington, you may score a power play goal, but this mother hutter, you know what, is not scoring it. Ovi is not standing in his spot, taking his shot. Joe Carter, oh man, I remember the 92 and 93 Blue Jays. Man. Those were the days when CBC Sports was CBC Sports. And you can only watch the Blue Jays once in a while when CBC Sports covered them. It wasn't an everyday game. Every game was covered. I miss back in the day when you got hockey on Saturdays. You got baseballs occasionally. But other than that, you had to tune into the radio or catch it on sports highlights. Hey, Barbershop, thank you for your comment. They haven't let a goal in yet. They haven't let that late goal in yet. It was that Wilson one wasn't late in the period. It was kind of late, but not late. But you're not wrong. I get what you're saying. It's typical Oilers though. Typical Oilers. This guy touched the puck 32 times yesterday. He was also out there for almost 5 minutes on one shift. Yeah. Great player. Oh, yeah.
The 5th longest in the NHL among players this season. 3rd longest of his career, only a minute 51 left in this period. That's as long as this shift can go for Alex, Louis and Jack.
The one thing that jumps out there is how many 39-year-olds are going to get 32 puck touches on one shift. I mean,
I was thinking about that. You were reading my mind. I was thinking about putting Savoy. Because he actually wore this jersey. No, he didn't. That's a lie. They didn't wear this jersey this year. He was part of the Condors, though. That's. And my name is Matt. Matt Savoy. Not a stretch.
The ice again. Nugent Hopkins and Enrique depart. But Colson and Kasperi Kapanen inserted into the lineup today on the second PK group of forwards over the boards here without Matthias Janmark. Whistled on net.
And Ovechkin shoots the puck from his spot. Saved by Picard. 1 minute remaining in the first period. 1 minute remaining in the first period. 1-1 hockey game.
Obviously wanting a little bit of a change up there, giving some different guys a little bit of an opportunity. Matt Savoy up in the American Hockey League also killed some penalties and did a great job down the American Hockey League. For Chris Knobloch, he says, listen, he's got enough on his plate right now. We want him to get used to being here, but we'll see if he maybe gets a little bit of time. But a good save by Pickard on that last chance.
Dylan Strome pulls the draw back to Carlson. Nugent Hopkins challenging up top. Nurse comes over and a shot laced high and wide, and that eluded Ovechkin on the carry.
I thought you were going to say what comes to mind when we were talking about Ovechkin's.
That Oiler player just picked at the blue line.
Playing my career, but I had less than that the entire game.
He also played 401 more than I did, so I would not bring that up. You're allowed to say those things. I'm not. Dubois turned it over, and now Kapanen with a burst of speed gets around Carlson. Did he draw a penalty? No.
That's a penalty, though. Like, he tackled him to. Like, I don't get what's penalties, what's not penalties.
Play with speed, and that's why he's playing with McDavid 5-on-5 today. Ekholm off the Washington dump in this Capital power play, 24% on the year, and now another goal. I'm not sure Pickard ever saw the snapshot from Jacob Chikrin. His 3rd goal in 2 days and 17th of the year. Washington, its first lead, 2-1.
There's another guy that should never ever pass up a shot, because his shot finds the net. It's incredible. 17th goal of the year for Chikrin. Ekholm tries to do a little too much, so just a little mishandling as he's picking it up on the wall. Then he gets closed off by Strome, so he runs into a traffic jam, and this puck turns over, and it's a quick wrister. Head up all the way for Chikrin. He knows he has a presence in front of the net. Frank's right in the slot, so it's always a good idea when you have someone stand in front of the goaltender and get it there. And the Capitals capitalize on a power play with the wrister from Chikrin, as you mentioned, his 3rd in 2 games. And also a point to be made, Arvidsson did come in there hot on down because he was
what a joke. What a joke.
But an untimely penalty to take.
What a joke.
What
a calamity of fucking mistakes made by the Oilers there.
Just taken one. I think he cross-checked Leon Draisaitl. At least his stick was broken.
Carlson gets away with a blatant penalty. It goes down the ice. Yes, Ekholm should have got that puck out. But good golly, Miss Molly. Oh, yeah, we got a power play for the Oilers. Holy shit.
He's guilty of one right here. You just took the lead. You were trailing in the period.
And both power plays that are dangerous.
Draisaitl digging in.
Like, you didn't call a penalty when you should have. They went down and scored. Now you have a makeup call. I hate the freaking NHL. But yeah, Picard should have had that. That's a shot from the point. 2 seconds left to go in the period. And it doesn't matter. Start the second period on a really strong power play. So if that, like, I'm going to play the devil's advocate here right now, guys. If that was Skinner that let that shot in, who's mad? Who's pissed off about it? Honestly, if that was Picard that let that, if that was Skinner that let that goal in, who's mad about it? I bet you a lot of people are mad about it. Yeah, it's unfortunately not how you start things. It's how you finish them. And the Oilers did not finish that at all the way they should have. So, yes. What can you say? What can you say, right? Like, like, honestly, if Skinner lets that goal in, we're not hearing the end of it. We're, typical bad goalie, giving up a bad goal. This guy isn't a cup winner. This guy will never win a cup with the Oilers. The Oilers will never win with him. But hey, it's the other guy. Ooh. Ooh, that game came out for free? Might have to download that. I just got to wait for April 27th. I mean, not April. February 27th and play 2K25. Ooh. For PGA. That's going to be a cool game. Absolutely. You got to blame any goalie that's in that. If you're a goalie and that goes in on you, oy vey. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Oilers right now. They're just, it's almost like they are going through the motions to go through the motions, right? You know what? That would be great. Although Washington put 8 on Pittsburgh yesterday. So that's what worries me about the Washington Capitals. They have the ability to put an 8 spot on you quickly. Who knows? It's a 2-1 hockey game. Both teams have had a power play. Both teams scored on it. It's all about how you finish, right? Like you said, it's... I need a fast car. 4-1. It's actually really cool. Yeah, like that. So can I. Like I just don't. I don't like the negativity that is Oiler fans and Oiler. Like I said yesterday, and I kind of did pick on somebody in the party, and I'd like to apologize for that. But now, like, a lot of fans now are fans that only know sadness, right? Like, I understand it. I truly do understand it. if all you know is sadness and all you know is darkness, then obviously that's all you're gonna know, right? Like, it's just so Jacqueline Hyde, you know, like. But hey, there's lots of things to be happy about. We have a hockey team. Why can I not? That's just stupid. Yeah. It's alternating with the way that the Oilers do it is they alternate assistant captains with Ekholm, Draisaitl, Hopkins, and Hyman. When you have that many leaders in the locker room, you can afford to have guys not wear an A all the time. I don't think it bothers Draisaitl either way. We also have to remember Draisaitl's a captain on any other team. And around laps we go. Where will it stop? Nobody knows. Jeez. Just get off the track. Absolutely. Like, when I heard that him and his family were buying the Brantford Bulldogs, I was happy, man. Like, that's awesome to hear. That's a guy that gives back to his community. Toronto really messed up that contract for him. Their loss is our gain, though. Also, Evander Kane was skating again today. Well, yesterday, I can't say today because I don't know if he'll be on the ice in Edmonton today or not. But he is skating. He's looking really good, and he wants to play. So I think that's another reason why Savoy is getting a good look right now, and not the same treatment that, no offense to Philip Kemp, or Noah Philp. Sorry, I keep saying Philip Kemp, the defenseman. No offense to Noah Philp, but he's not a Matthew Savoy. And Matthew Savoy is going to be a leading scorer for the Oilers in the future. So have this kid play top 2 lines, top 6. What do I think of the Dodgers off-season pickups? I think the MLB needs to change the way they have the rules. I think the MLB definitely needs to look at having a ceiling and having a floor that you can spend on. Actually have a salary cap, not a luxury tax, soft cap. And everyone's like, well, and the argument that I've been hearing, and I hate this argument, I hope I don't offend you by saying this. I hate the argument, well, every other owner can spend like the Dodgers do. Every other owner can go and have a $4 billion payroll. Every other owner can go spend $400 million on a player if they wanted to. No, every other organization can't do that. Because, yes, let's face it, there's only 2 teams in the entire MLB that make money the way the Dodgers do. There's only 2 teams in the MLB that has a TV contract the Dodgers have. And that's the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. That's why I hate why doesn't Cleveland go do this? Why can't Seattle? Why can't Toronto? Because the Dodgers make $300 million a year on TV revenue and merchandise sales. So they can afford to go and spend $1 billion on players because they're making most of that back on TV contract deal alone. Just like the Yankees make all their money off of TV contracts. And then you throw in the sales of their merch, and because it's the blue LA, and there's over 1 billion people that love that blue LA logo, like they love the Dodger logo. Don't be sorry, Bunny. Glad you're here. You're absolutely not wrong about that, Renegade. I think if Savoy keeps doing what Savoy's doing, we're going to see Kane before the end of the year. Yeah, it's going to be a long season for the Jays this year. Although picking up Max Scherzer, even if they have him just in a bullpen, to me that's a pretty big pickup, in my humble opinion. Max Scherzer definitely pushes the needle. No, absolutely, Renegade. I agree with you, and that's not a problem. If he can play bottom six center, we got a guy. Like, that guy has got a big body. You know, that's awesome. Like that, and I don't knock that. Like, but you understand what I mean by, like, nobody has the TV revenue aside from Yankees and Dodgers. And I'm glad that the Dodgers are doing that. Like, they are all in buying championships. And hey, until the MLB fixes the rules, continue doing it. Until the MLB changes their salary cap system, okay, I'll spend $800 million a year, and I'll pay what, $200,000 in luxury tax, $10,000 in luxury tax. I'll go over the salary cap and pay the luxury tax. Sure, why not? And that's kind of like, I'm glad the NHL doesn't have that, because can you imagine rich teams like the Oilers, the Maple Leafs, the Boston Bruins, the Detroit Red Wings, like rich owners just going out and saying, I'm going to buy this guy, I'm going to buy this guy, he's now on my team, he's now on my team. Oh, what's the luxury tax on that? $500,000? All right. Who do I make the check out to? The NHL or the NHL Players Association? You know what I mean? Like, who do I make the $50,000 check out to? And like the MLB and the NBA, like, people think the NBA has a salary cap. No, they have a soft cap as well. I think the Oilers are honestly, like, the NHL is the only team or the only league that has an actual hard cap. Cannot go over it, cannot go below it. And it's good to see that it's going up by $10 million in 3 years. Like, that is going to be good for everybody outside of Winnipeg, Ottawa, Calgary, Carolina. Like, the small market teams are going to get swallowed up. The teams that are barely at the cap floor now, and the cap floor is gonna go up. Like, that's gonna be insane. Yeah. I used to be a Cowboy fan, but then I became an adult and I became a Green Bay Packer fan. Yeah, absolutely. Jerry needs to go. Like, you're not wrong, Renegade. You're not wrong. What is my bonus target that I was supposed to get there? Well, Xbox goes off. Game goes back on. I need another TV down here so I can have the Xbox on at all times. Yes, you will see me today. I might be half asleep. Yeah, they tried. I think players are using the Blue Jays as bargaining chips, to be completely honest with you. I don't think they were ever truly in on Shohei Ohtani. And he just said they were just so that the Dodgers would pay him the extra $100 million. Just like Juan Soto. I don't think the Blue Jays were ever really in on Juan Soto. It was all a ploy to get the Mets to give him that extra $100 million. The only thing I worry about, and I'm going to be completely honest with Vladimir Guerrero, is he goes to Boston. My fear is Boston's going to offer him such a ridiculous contract that Rogers is either going to have to sell a lot of assets to match it or let him walk. And if Vladdy walks at the end of his contract and goes to Boston, Shapiro should be fired. We should fire the entire Blue Jays front office. Atkin, you're gone. Shapiro, you're gone. Schneider, you're gone. Just my opinion, throwing that out there. Hey, Arian, how's it back? How's it going? We got a 2-1 Capital lead after one. Oilers are on a power play. Oilers got the thing started with a Draisaitl goal assisted by Hopkins and McDavid. Unfortunately for the Oilers, rebound control and not getting the puck out allowed Wilson to tie the game up at 1. And then on the power play, the Washington Capitals scored again. At least it wasn't Ovi. It was Chychrun that scored the power play goal. On a failed attempt by Ekholm. Our defense is giving the puck away way too easy, way too often. Shots after the first period. 13 for Washington, 6 for the Oilers. Faceoffs 55% for Washington, 44 for the Oilers. Hits 8-3 for Washington. Block shots 4-4 each. Giveaways 5-6 in favor of the Oilers. Takeaways 3-2 in favor of the Oilers. Washington leads the series in series 3-2 with their overtime win in January 21st. Our next broadcast for the Oilers, you don't got to wait too long, trust you me, will be February 25th, 2 days from now, when the Oilers are in Tampa to take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. So if you like hockey, stay tuned. We got a lot coming up. I finally figured out how to get my Xbox to broadcast on my computer, so that'll be some stuff. Technology and me do not agree. There was a little bit of a rumor about that, and I think that's why Vladdy didn't sign his contract, is because they couldn't get Hernandez back. You're not wrong, good night. You're not wrong. They should at least try to get. If they can't sign him, get something in return.
Draisaitl's goal-scoring streak at 5 games for the 10th time in his career. The only other Oiler to have as many as 10 5-game goal streaks. Well, do I really need to tell you?
Wayne Gretzky.
Guy that's a certain number 8 in Washington has his headlights and focus on. Here's Connor McDavid as we start the second period with Edmonton looking to go 2 for 2 on the power play. Nugent Hopkins, though.
Hopkins loses the puck. Like, we can't have that. You're on the power play. You've got to learn how to gain entry in the zone.
Got just the one chance yesterday.
Like, you have to learn how to gain entry in the zone.
McDavid a point now in 10 straight games against the Caps. Sent over to Nugent Hopkins, Bouchard, Leon Draisaitl, McDavid hovering, time in net front. One-timer, Bouchard, a sprawling save. Stretching out with a glove, Charlie Lindgren, and the puck cleared down. Will remain on.
1 minute left to go in the power play for the Oilers.
2-1 lead. Opening minute gone by, second period.
13-7 shots for Washington.
McDavid trying to go shelf, and Lindgren did not leave the post, just trying to catch Lindgren napping. Nugent Hopkins. McDavid buzzing, using a screen for.
Come on, McDavid, do your thing.
Yesterday in Philadelphia. Bouchard. Draisaitl. Edmonton has won
20 seconds left to go in the power play. This is not looking good.
Draisaitl. Nugent Hopkins. Bouchard. Not much urgency here.
10 seconds. Nobody's moving. No movement.
Back to Bouchard.
Like, the Washington Capitals are just standing there in a square.
It's dealt by Nugent Hopkins out to McDavid, who gets it back.
Power play over. Skadoosh on it. Not even dangerous. Like, I'm okay if it doesn't get anything, but it's not even dangerous. Like, the power play wasn't even fucking dangerous.
But the Caps were able to kill off that power play. Ovechkin mishandles a pass from Carlson, or he would have been in. Down back to Carlson.
I will never understand why this power play thinks that they can just pass pucks. Another power play for the Oilers. Put the second unit out there now. That first unit was garbage for 2 minutes. That first unit was garbagino.
And he gets taken down as he picks up that puck. Chikrin just gets the stick in there right here. So no question on that one when you rip the stick out of the opponent's hand. Not much happened on that power play to start this period. You said it perfectly, just a little too stationary, a little too patient. Need to move that puck around and disrupt that formation of the penalty kill of the Washington Capitals.
This team needs to be better.
Been giving up some goals as of late. 7 power play goals against in the last 7 games. So Edmonton already has 1 in this game. Would like another one here to tie.
Second unit starts with the top guys having created this power play. And that's Skinner, Henrique, and Corey Perry. And they'll watch as John Carlson delivers the length of the ice clear. Pickard moves it up swiftly to Henrique. Nurse and Ekholm round out this power play quintet. The pass from Nurse, a rocket that glanced off Ekholm's stick. Faravari off to Carlson. Did not get it out. It hit the referee, but Washington flooded and challenged Darnell Nurse, and Tom Wilson was able to bring it back into the zone. Adam Henrique brings it the other way. Jeff Skinner cuts inside. Henrique. Centering pass broken up by Protas, and then a shot was blocked in front. Protas hard rim through Wilson. And
just
back on for Edmonton.
Oilers got to be better on the power play. Can you imagine it's their power play that's hurting their momentum? Excuse me.
Oilers looking to avoid a 3rd straight defeat.
And that's out of play.
And that's poked up over top, and we'll have a face-off coming outside the zone.
I think inside.
It's inside the zone there, Jack Michaels.
Was inside the zone into the Oilers bench. Nugent Hopkins immediately made sure the linesman knew that and pointed to the face-off to the right. But you're right, they were starting to move to the outside, but
they were selling it, and I bought it.
The Capitals were selling, and you bought.
Did just get in. Ooh, that was close.
I thought it was.
You know what? It was close, but I think because it rode up the blade inside of the zone and into the bench, they get a little break and maybe
shoot that. You gotta let that first one go, Bouchard. You let that first one go. That's a goal. You let the goalie set up. Why would you pass it to McDavid to get it back and shoot? You gotta let the first one go. The goalie wasn't set.
Soften him up a little bit. Then he'll start.
Fuck!
Nugent Hopkins back to Bouchard. Gives it to him a second time, and now it's
30 seconds left to go in this power play.
trying to avoid a third straight loss.
Nothing.
It hasn't happened to Edmonton since the first 3 games of the year. McDavid tried to center. The Oilers got off to an 0-3 start, beat Philadelphia, and started to work their way back into contention.
And just like that, this power play's over.
Edmonton has to scramble back here. Just 10 seconds left on the man advantage.
2 back-to-back power plays, nothing going for this fucking team, man.
Away from getting out of it. McDavid drives in, 3 men on him, and he fires high and wide. The Oilers are in the midst of a change. Kulak will put it back on McDavid's stick, but the power play is over. Now Chikrin takes a stretch. Wrist shot and a save. Fought off by Pickard. Rebound jumping up. Centering pass intended for Wilson.
I can't get mad. I can't get upset. I gotta remember this is an Oilers team that is still third in the Pacific, second in the Pacific, third in the Western Conference, fourth in the league.
And another difficult save by Pickard. Protas managed to get one through. Pickard watched it sail into the corner. Angle back to Carlson. Louis was in trouble against Brown. Poked it free from Protas from distance. And another save by Pickard with Chikrin trying to create a screen in front. Pickard's stick knocked out of his hands. He picks it back up, and Washington heads back toward the net. Steal by Kulak and shoveled down the middle of the ice.
14 and a half minutes left to go in the second period. 16-10 are the shots for Washington, despite the Oilers having 3 power plays. 1 for 3. 2 power plays in this period. Skadooshed.
Collided with by Emberson again right there. Ty Emberson knocking on the door for that first goal as an Oiler. Here's McDavid's centering pass. Broken up intended for Kasperi Kapanen. A second play made by Ovechkin to get it out. Here's Dylan Strome. Ovechkin heads to the net. Strome centers to Blanche. And that was deflected up and out of play.
Good action in this second period. Couple power plays for Edmonton.
Not wrong, man. They need to figure something out. Right there. Like, why would you touch pass it? You had the face-off one. That's the draw play. That's the play. Face-off one directly to you. Clap bomb in the back of the net. No, I'm going to pass it over to McDavid so he can pass it back to me. Now the goalie's set. Man, it's so common sense. 101 power play.
Chikrin, of course, led all defensemen with 18 goals. COVID shorts.
This power play is so frustrating to watch at the best of times.
By a lot of people, but these guys can always fill the net. Draisaitl up to Matthias Ekholm. The Washington
for second.
Great throw. Had a great year that year. 16. Yep. Chikrin had 18. Nurse had 16. Ottawa fans would tell you all 16 came against them. Draisaitl gives it up. Reach shot. Glove save and beauty on Matthias Ekholm, and that's where that glove hand comes in handy.
You're not wrong, Kimo. You're not wrong.
Thought he had him beat. But Lindgren comes up with the denial through a screen.
Like, as a hockey coach, that is the play that you draw up. That is the play that you draw up. Offensive zone on a power play. We win it back to the defenseman who has a 1T. It's passed to you perfectly. Goalie is still focused on the face-off. He's not focused on you about to take the 1T off the face-off. Am I farting? Nah. Who's farting? Where's Hyman? That's a great question. Hyman's been invisible for a while, hasn't he? I don't get it, man. I don't know, man. I wouldn't say he's bored. Like, it's just so frustrating for me to watch this team sometimes. And I get why everybody's frustrated with Stuart Skinner. Like, I had a conversation last night with a friend of mine, and he said, like, Oilers fans are frustrated with Stuart Skinner, and they have every right to be. In my eyes, it's unfair and it's unjust, but in his opinion, Oiler fans have every right to be mad at Stuart Skinner. Because of his ceiling. It has everything to do with the guy's ceiling and how good he can be. You know what I mean? Like, everybody sees how good Stuart Skinner can be and should be. So when he lets in 5 goals a game or lets in the first goal on the first 10 shots, people are upset by that. I get it. I understand it. But, guys, just because he has the potential to be great or good doesn't mean he will be all the time.
For the Olympics in a year's time.
More often than not, he's better than most.
Playing with them a lot better than playing against them.
He had a better save percentage last night. There's a win.
Open spot there. So let's keep an eye on that situation. You never know. It could be equipment related, but Jeff Lang and Brad Harrison are at their customary station, so we'll keep an eye on a developing situation.
Yes, the goalie coach definitely needs to go. It's been 15 years. I don't know how the coach didn't get fired through the decade of darkness. Coaches have come and gone. GMs have come and gone. Players have come and gone. But he stays the same.
Edmonton trailing 2-1 in this hockey game. Oilers scored first. Here's Perry snatching a puck and giving it up to the man who scored that goal, Leon Draisaitl. Protecting on his backhand. Got it through to Ekholm, but forced up ice. Matt Roy careful to hit the center line before dumping it in. Radish. Checked by Bouchard. Nugent Hopkins has returned to the Oilers.
No Nuge.
So that's positive news, and it does not look like he'll miss any meaningful time.
Equipment issue.
Inside, Tom Wilson.
What a save by Calvin Pickard. Breakaway.
In the last few minutes as
Jesus.
Washington pushes for some separation.
Keep it a minute.
Dubois will leave it onside. McMichael had it poked away by Matthias Ekholm. Hoisted back in by John Carlson. Big bounce. Klingberg didn't handle it well. Wilson with a slot. Shot toward the net. And that pinball to the corner. Dubois
We know that.
by Hyman. Wilson trying to create against Klingberg. Washington exerting some of that muscle up front that Louis talked about earlier. But
We know, but
protecting
it's...
that puck. Gives it up for Ekholm, and now scrambles down the left-hand side. Time to the trailer. Snapshot, glove save. Made
There we go. Good save. Good save.
2-1 Washington, and now some rough stuff for a
Hey, you called it the other way.
in Philadelphia.
Absolutely, I watched the Four Nations.
It's no surprise Tom Wilson.
You bet your bottom dollar I watched the Four Nations. I enjoyed just watching games and not being entertaining the masses. I enjoyed all the games. I enjoyed the Finland-Sweden game, the Canadian-Sweden game, the American-Canadian game on Saturday with the fisticuffs, the American-Canadian game on Thursday. Oh, what a game that was. So there's no call there. It's interesting. Biggest guy on the ice takes the smallest guy on the ice and is allowed to kind of bully him a little bit. Shots are 17-11 for Washington. Scores 2-1 for Washington. It's 11:55 left to go in the second period. Oilers need a spark. Yeah, he's got a spur in his saddle today. I think all the Oilers should be playing piss today after last night's performance.
12 points in his last 7 games against Washington. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins playing center today, but Colson working hard, but Strome able to get it out of the zone. Klingberg
Honestly, every Oiler should have a spur in their saddle today.
And now advances
But
to
they don't.
Hopkins. Soft chip looking for Colson. And Reemsdyk closing quickly on him, forcing it off his stick for Protas, and it's 3-on-2 for Washington. Taps over the line, drop pass to Metzger, scores.
There's the Ovi goal. The one thing you don't want to have happen fucking happens.
Washington 3, Edmonton 1, and Ovechkin now 15 away from being the league's all-time goals leader.
Well, Calvin Pickett's going to have a few words for Gene Principe. And he's now on that long list of goaltenders that he scored against in his career. And the Washington Capitals have just started to generate chances. Good drive. into the zone and just a little bit too deep on the coverage defending that line, and you allow Alexander Ovechkin to walk into the top of the circles down Main Street, and he scored a ton of goals with that wicked wrister. Doesn't need a whole lot of time to wind that up, picks his spot, buries it. And just like the first matchup between these two teams, Edmonton scored first, and it was the Capitals back on the 21st of January, 3 straight to take a 3-1 lead, and no different in this one on that goal by Ovechkin.
The placement on that.
This team is such a Jacqueline Hyde team. I don't get it.
What's going to be the all-time leading goal scorer in the National Hockey League's history, and it's a little too deep coming into the zone, but that's what the Capitals do. They start to wear you down, they start to push, they keep coming at you in ways, and eventually they...
I don't have words for that defensive structure the Oilers have right now.
Dylan Strome a point in 8 straight games for Washington. Mangiapane's shot tipped away by Henrique. Washington 3, Edmonton 1.
Why do you keep bringing that up? Like, you're just a broken fucking record at that point, dude. I make one comment and you gotta run with it like you fucking beating a dead horse. It doesn't change the fact of what I said. And it's okay to be that way, but fuck. Every day you gotta bring it up. Holy shit, bud. Fucking.
I mean, we always talk about the left-hander, but his wrist shot...
You telling me, Jones, you're watching the same game I am. Do they look like they're interested at all?
Over the pad, under the blocker, 880. Selfishly, Louie and I are thinking that could have been 895.
I'm just saying, do they look like they're interested at all in playing hockey in February?
He was on a tear at the start of the season.
He's got 27 goals in 41 games.
Does this look like a team that's giving 100%? Some guys are, yeah.
He can get hot as anybody.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you what I was told from somebody in the organization. You can be bored and still win hockey games.
Now down 2. Wrist shot Bouchard caught cleanly by Lindgren through traffic. And with 9 3/4 minutes remaining, the Washington Capitals a 3-1 lead over the Edmonton Oilers in this.
But no, like if you've watched any hockey this month at all, do the Oilers look like they're playing 100%? There's spurts of it. Absolutely, there's spurts of it. But for the most part, in every game, do the Oilers look like they're going full tilt? That's exactly it. Why, like, that's why I don't like. How do I say this without pissing off an entire fan base? That's why I love to hate this team and I hate to love this team. Is they know they're guaranteed a playoff spot. Like, that is why I loved the Oilers of two years ago, the Oilers of 3 years ago, the Oilers of 5 years ago. Hell, I would have taken the Oilers of 6-7 years ago. Because they know they weren't guaranteed a playoff spot. They knew they had to show up game in, game out, and give it 100, 90, 95. They knew they had to. Otherwise, they'd be run out of buildings. This team knows they can just put on the fucking uniform, put on the equipment, and win 7 out of 10 games just by putting on the equipment. They know, like, that is one thing that really irritates me about all teams in general, when they know that no matter what, they're playoff teams. No matter what, they're playoff teams. Like, look at the Kansas City Chiefs this year. Their record was insanely good, but they won games by 1 score or less. You know what I mean? They won the games by 1 score or less, sometimes by 3 points. But they knew they were a playoff team and making the playoffs. And when teams have that mentality of no matter what, we're making the playoffs, it sucks. It's tough to watch.
Alexander Ovechkin Museum in Russia.
It's 3-1 Washington.
McDavid stopped by Lindgren.
You're not wrong, Nick. It's not wrong.
He might need a warehouse with the way it's going for him.
I mean, if he had
Sad to say that our power play lost us momentum. We had 2 power plays to start the period. and we did nothing on them.
Chasing down history, I think it's amazing. It's great for the game, and
it's great for Ovi, sure. It's great for the game in Russia.
Fired in and then climbed up
But
off the glass.
again,
His most famous.
I'm not mad at the Oilers. I'm not mad at how they play. I'm not mad at why they play it. It just frustrates me that we know these guys can play at a level better. We know that these guys have that go, get the heck out of here gear that they don't want to hit. Like, it's so frustrating, but
as he continues to follow the great run in more ways than one.
It'll catch up to you if you play like this coming in the playoffs.
Against Wayne Gretzky, you're talking about Jeff in Phoenix, and it was the rookie year for Alexander Ovechkin. Everybody knows the goal where he fell down, he reaches behind.
Can you can I say just this? And this will be the end of my rant. As soon as the page turns to March 15th and after the trade deadline, you're going to see this team hit a gear they haven't hit all year. You're going to see this team not lose at all. From March 20th to the end of the year, they'll lose 1, maybe 2 games.
Is why he's right now down the stretch.
Right? When was the last time you seen the Oilers fight?
Because he loves the game that much and loves seeing that puck go to the net.
They're trying to stay as healthy as possible till playoffs. That's all this team is trying to do, is stay as healthy as possible till playoffs. As for the Evander Kane comment, he had 2 hernia surgeries and fixed an issue in his back or wrist. I can't remember what other surgery. His knee, sorry. So he had 2 hernias and a knee surgery this offseason. He's skating. He'll be fine. Like right there. That's a time to fight. Your smallest player is getting picked on by their biggest, and you're not standing up for them.
Washington has become a winning team again and not let the record get in its way of team success. McDavid to put Colson rushing toward the net. Poke check by Lindgren, forced it free, and now it's Alex Ovechkin putting it around Bouchard, but then McDavid had it dislodged by his good friend Dylan Strome. Of course,
Like, I don't understand. This team just threw the puck out of the zone by themselves. 3 Oiler players went after it and couldn't come up with it.
Center, and that deflected up and out of play over the plexi.
Get back in the game. Experience true flexibility.
I don't know, Tuesday. I wouldn't have them favored to win this game.
The official builder of the Edmonton
I don't know why
Oilers.
Sportsbook does that. Maybe to get your money to bet the Oilers so they can win. What do I think they need? Honestly, they need defense that buys in. They don't need anything. Like, they need 4th line. What they need is 4th line grinders, not 4th line guys that used to have skill. And as much as I love Corey Perry, and I know why they got him, and I know why they got Arvidsson, but they need 4th line guys that will play with grit instead of rely on skill. We have 2 lines that can score. We need a 3rd or 4th line that can stop people from scoring.
Force it free from Colson. And now Connor McMichael works his way in. Cross-seamer tipped away by Bouchard from distance. A shot blocked by Nurse at the expense of Tom Wilson. Washington finishes.
But that's going to cost you, right, Renegade? That'll cost you draft picks and prospects. And without the money that we know is coming, we can't really have that as a guess. Guys, full marks to Washington, though, right? Like, they're a top team. But they don't take shifts off. They don't take nights off. They don't take strides off. How is that not a penalty? How is that not a penalty for cross-checking? What are you looking at, ref, at that point?
been a couple questionable calls in this game, but
You nailed it, Nick. We need size that's effective.
And that should have been called. Nurse gave him about 2 or 3 good cross checks, so he got away with
We need effective size.
Draisaitl gives it up, shoveled down low by Corey Perry. Mangiapane frustrated.
We need a fourth line that's not afraid just to go out there and smash bodies.
Lindbergh shielded from the puck, and
Take a penalty once in a while. Finish your hits. I really wish Draisaitl and McDavid would finish their hits. That's my big gripe. Like, that is my big gripe about this Oilers team. Is our star players, Hyman, Hopkins, McDavid, Draisaitl, they fly by. They've got a defenseman lined up with his hip on the boards with the puck that he just passes the puck, but they fly by. They don't do anything. They just fly by. All right, well, you let go of the puck. I'll just skate around you. I'll just stop and turn the other way, I guess. No, he's got the puck. Clap him. Body check him. Let him know he's got the puck. I'm going to hit you. This team just doesn't have that. Maybe that's what Kane will bring. But when Arvidsson right now is your best forward, right there, Hopkins. That's a perfect example to wallpaper a guy.
This is all a result of the 2 failed Protas clears. Caps can't get it out. Arvidsson stuffs it back in. Lindgren takes a peek, put it up on the glass. This time the wall sealed.
It's nothing major that needs to change with the Oilers. It's just a small tweak in mentality. And maybe it's the small things that'll hurt us the most. But it legitimately is the small tweak in mentality.
Escapes the zone. Protas leaves it for Ovechkin. From distance, never mind. Still looking for
3.5 left to go in the second period. 3-1 Washington. 19-16 of the shots for Washington.
over the line with 3.5 minutes to go.
Not wrong, man. Not wrong. Dakota Washington would look great in an Oiler jersey. That type of player would look so good in an Oiler jersey. Brady Tkachuk would look good with an Oiler uniform on. But Ottawa's not going to trade that prospect at all. That's a penalty. That's a penalty, but the cross check in front of the net isn't. Okay.
And it kind of rose up on Strome.
McMichael was in the mix as well. 3:11 to play. There's the Mangiapane miss, and he was frustrated.
There's the cross check I was talking about into Skinner, which was
Mangiapane, that's a cross check that they got to call.
And then the evaporation of the stick by Arvidsson, which is a microcosm of how things have gone this afternoon for Edmonton. That cross check gets up a little high by Ty Emerson. Sorry, he'll head to the box.
What would I rate the 2023 Oilers? On what kind of a scale? Compared to this year's Oilers? Like, don't get me wrong. This year's Oilers on paper and in the standings is better than last year's Oilers. It's just... the skill needs to be matched by the will and the grit. That's one thing the Oilers got to figure out is how can they get the grit to match the skill. That said, this team is still a great team. This team is still going to make the playoffs. And this team is still going to go on a cup run. Will they make it to the cup final? Absolutely not. Absolutely. Maybe. Kinda. Don't ask me. I'm not a Notre Dameist. In my heart, I want them to make the cup final. In my heart, I want them to win the cup. Not wrong, man. It's because he's got that dog in him. Mangiapane is another player that doesn't have the best skill in the world, but man, that grit and that will replaces all his skill. Yeah, Janice, I don't know, man. I'm with you. I'm at the point where just let Ovi get it. Let this game get over with. We can move on to proper times Tampa's next. But I had better hope for this game starting out. Still not over yet. Still lots of time left. This team could surprise us. They just got to pull their collective heads out of their asses yet again. Like, I'm not always super positive, and I'm not always going to be super cheery. I'm not going to be that guy to blow smoke up your ass and say, oh, this team is amazing. This team is going to win every game and never lose. No. But this team is lazy sometimes.
Against the best third-period team in the league, down 3.
And when they're lazy, lazy.
Ovechkin trying to snap shots stolen away, and Nugent Hopkins able to roll it back to center. Out there with Henry, Nurse, and Kulak.
You know what I mean? Like,
one of the penalty killers with Ekholm in the box. Nugent Hopkins the length of the ice clear.
It's sad to say, like, when this team is on, they're on. But when they're not, it is just...
entire balance of this game, because the Caps...
He is. He's an Oilers fan. And I understand his frustration. I get it. Like, I don't buy into it, but I get it. Oh, bad giveaway by the Oilers there. I can't get mad at Oilers fans that have negative opinions or negative feelings. I get why they do. You're not wrong. We had an historic run last year. Unfortunately, we needed that run to make the playoffs last year.
Comes up with the goods against Kapanen, where again the speed, Louis, that's why he's in the lineup.
Great speed. You could tell from far away he was going to get there too. That's a good shot, better save by Lindgren.
Dubois is thrown wide open, and
Ovechkin barely missed.
Ovechkin was wide open.
No, I get you, and I understand it. No, Giannis, I know the difference between a frustrated and a negative. I get the difference. I understand what you're saying. And I'm with you, man. I'm frustrated too.
Seconds to go in the period. Ethan Frank can fly. Works his way in right side. Oh, he got belted.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm frustrated with you. That's why I turn on my Xbox and I beat up on kids. Ah, there's Ovi's goal again. You called it. Let him do it.
And Washington up 4-1.
Congratulations, Ovi.
To cover this guy.
Absolutely. And you just... That says it all right there, that one-timer. Here's the good chance earlier on by Kapanen, short-handed, good glove hand save. The right-handed catcher, Lindgren, denies that one on a labored shot, top shelf. And then for Chekrin, you have to respect that shot. He can zip it from there, but the one-timer, just an absolute blast by Ovechkin. 14 goals to go for $8.95 now for Alexander Ovechkin with 2 tonight or today. And a great chance earlier, even better chance that he missed on.
And did you see he went right back to the fist bump through the plexi? I feel like he thinks there's some mojo there. Here's Draisaitl walking in.
Vicious.
Draisaitl, McDavid, and Savoy here. Final minute of the period, 5-on-5 for Edmonton. So Savoy gets a chance with Edmonton's top 2 players. It's Draisaitl.
Yeah,
David rolling up top.
This whole team needs to get away from matinee games.
The complexion of this one in a hurry.
4-1 Washington. 2 for 2 on the power play Washington. 1 for 3 for Edmonton. That's the story of the game, folks. Hate to say it, hate to be that bearer of bad news, but that's the story of the game right there.
Here's McDavid challenging Sandin. Dishing off Klingberg. Couldn't handle it cleanly on his stick, and the Caps come racing the other way. McMichael has a wide open man in front. Protas gave it back to McMichael. Dishes off, got it back, score.
That's it. 5-1 Washington.
Connor McMichael's 20th of the year. A career high.
Boy, has this team ever snapping that puck around? And Edmonton needs to put a fork in it. They can't seem to handle it. And for Washington, they can just move that.
Oh, Edmonton. We hardly know ye.
Hold on to this puck. Wait for the backhand pass to open up back to McMichael. And then they're not done there. One more give and go. I mean, just for good measure to make sure that nobody has
It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. What it is. So it goes back to that old logic. 5-1 Washington after 2. 21-16 on the shots. Ovi's got 2. Draisaitl's got 1. That's it. Put a fork in them, they're done. It's like my grandpa always said. Sometimes you're the nail, sometimes you're the hammer, but never be the thumb. And these last 2 games, the Edmonton Oilers have been the thumb. These last 2 games, the Edmonton Oilers have been the thumb. And there's absolutely zero excuse for it. I wish I could give you guys better news, but Oilers are down 4 going into the third period. Are they going to come back? It's unlikely. Would I love to see it? Fuck yeah. But I'll be realistic with you guys. I just don't see it happening today. That's not fair. Like, Klingberg is the defenseman. Like, he messed up there, but he's been overall worth what they're paying him. I'm not gonna shit on him. Like, we can't put that on him. I don't care. They're not a wild card team. We lose today, who cares? We'll beat Tampa, we'll beat Florida, we'll beat Carolina. We come home and our schedule is so soft. Like, our schedule is so soft moving forward. I'm not worried about it. Like I said, not too worried about it. Like, I don't know. I guess if you're a doomsday type person, it's the end of the world. Absolutely, that last goal was 100% on Klingberg, but he's played so well. Like, I can't just single out one bad play he makes when he makes 4 or 5 good ones that we don't notice. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Nick. We need something. We need a fourth line actual grinder, because our third and fourth line, they're all skill guys that are unwilling to pay the price. Again, just from what I've been watching, we have guys that are unwilling to pay the price. They're going to win the division. Like, Giannis, the Oilers are winning the division. They're going to get second place in the Western Conference behind Winnipeg. We're going to get home ice advantage throughout the playoffs, because the top team in the playoffs for the East side is not going to make it to the final. Washington is not going to make it to the final this year. It'll probably be Oilers. I wouldn't be upset if it was Oilers Carolina. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be upset if it was Oilers Carolina in the final. Rewrite some history. What do you mean keep playing like this? Yeah, they're not going to keep playing like this. Like, I get what you're saying. I get your frustration. I understand it. But they are not going to... They're not going to drop so far they're going to be a wild card team. Like, this team is too good and has too much pride. If the Oilers come back, he'll give away $100. If the Oilers come back, I'll sell my firstborn. No, I won't. I love him too much. My wife probably wouldn't appreciate that either. Like, honestly, guys, I get your guys' frustration levels. I understand it. I get it. I understand it. But we also have to remember it's February. Maybe instead of being in Cabo or wherever they were this year, they should have been focusing on hockey. But Oilers are down 4, start of the third period. It just takes one. You get one, then you can get two. You get two, you can get three. I think the Oilers win this road trip. Regardless of what happens today, I think they win the road trip. They go on at home and they play weak teams at home. Like I said, it's Anaheim, I think Buffalo. A lot of weak teams are coming into Edmonton. I'll be concerned when they lose to bad teams consistently. And Philadelphia is not a bad team. Like I said, the Oilers are playing not to get hurt. I don't like it. I don't like the strategy because it's just bad strategy. If you're playing not to get hurt, that's when injuries happen. It just sucks that it has to happen now, right? Nah, I didn't. You can say I was hoping they were going to win yesterday. I just think it's just Oilers hockey in February. They're not as good as that 16-game winning streak last year, but they're not as bad as what they've played these last couple games. They're a team that's in the middle of that, and that's a good team to play. Like, again, we'll see what these guys have in March. Trade deadline is going to be very important. If this is what the Oilers are coming into March and before the trade deadline, then maybe we got to make a trade for a top-end goalie at the expense of one of our top prospects. But I don't think that's going to happen. Just a feeling I get from Holland and Jackson. They're happy with the way the team is. I don't think so. Again, I think you're reading too much into the wins and losses on one player coming into the lineup. I think Klingberg is okay. I think considering how long he's been out of hockey for and the injury that he had, I think he's been pretty serviceable for what he is and what he's getting paid. Now, come playoff time and closer down the stretch, if it's still a question mark on him, then we got Stetcher in the wings that can play. We could go get Tyson Barrie, who cleared waivers today, by the way. Tyson Barrie was put on waivers by the Calgary Flames yesterday. He cleared waivers. Wouldn't that be an interesting acquisition by the Oilers, picking up Tyson Barrie? So essentially, we traded him away and got both players that the trade was involved with. Like I said, Klingberg is fine, guys. Klingberg's fine. The goaltending's fine. The team is okay. Every team goes through winning and losing streaks. Just don't make the losing streaks hit 3 or 4. You know what I mean? Just don't make the losing streaks reach 3 or 4. Have the winning streaks hit 3 or 4, 5 or 6. Have the losing streaks 1 or 2. Shoot. I guess that's the optimistic person in me thinking that this team is fine. Like, it's not sunshine and rainbows, obviously. But it's also not doom and gloom. It's somewhere in the middle. That is a very good question. I think they can trade with Utah. I think there's a trade there in Utah that can be made. I think there's a trade with Chicago that can be made. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Giannis. I would love to see Tyson Berry back in an Oilers uniform. I disagree with that. There's team balance. Leon's numbers just look very inflated when you compare it to the rest of the team. But there's a guy in Chicago that could come here. There's a defenseman in Buffalo that could come here. Absolutely, Renegade. If they need a goalie that bad and they want to fold to the pressure of fan base, then it's going to cost you Savoy, Boa, Key. It's going to cost you a lot of prospects. No, I don't want to see Pat Maroon or Costin here back. I don't want to see Pat Maroon back here because he left with a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. How he left and what he said and has said since leaving. And that's all I want. I want a player, if the Oilers do make a trade deadline acquisition, I want a player that may not be the best skilled player in the world. Yeah, I'll come and rescue you after the game. I mean, the game's pretty much over. But after the game, I'll come rescue you. You go nap. I'll take care of I'll take her out. I'll go do what I want to go do today with her. Her and I will go for a daddy-daughter day. Yeah, he said some derogatory crap about the Oilers. And it is what it is. Like, no, I don't want Kesslering. No, not Kesslering. No. I mean, it's a good gamble. Bukestad, absolutely. I would love to have Bukestad back. Again, that's not true, Joe. Like, that's not true. I will tell you with 100% factual evidence that is not true. He tried to sign Holloway. Holloway's agent said no. I want him to make $2 million. Jackson and Holland went back and said, no, we have 1.8 for you. That is the deal. That is the best we can give you. We can give you 3 years, 1.8 each year. That's our deal. His agent said no. His agent spit in the face of the Oilers and made his player look like a complete asshole. Where's Holloway now, by the way? Where's St. Louis? Can you point me in the direction of where St. Louis is? They're not cup contenders. They're not even a playoff team. So he chased the money. Good for him. He got paid. Like, if you guys knew how much money Holloway was turned down to be an Oiler to win, I hate that nobody's talking about it. The average fan has no idea that Holland and Jackson sat down with Holloway and Broberg and said, hey, this is our salary cap. These are the numbers we have that can work for the salary cap this year. Sign the 1-year, 2-year bridge deal. And after that, if you're still there, get paid. Get paid. But they wanted their money now. And of course, they're in St. Louis. We're fighting for first in division, and they're out of the playoffs. Like, I guess we just gloss over that. The Oilers are 34 wins this year. They have 34 wins this year, which is crazy to me. But I get the frustration with Holland and Jackson and losing players, because all we hear is the negative side. Oh, you could have signed him for this much. Yeah, but then you don't get Draisaitl for as much as you get Draisaitl for. And people look at, well, you got Skinner instead. Come playoff time. Come playoff time, you're going to be glad that we have Jeff Skinner. We have Perry. We have Arvidsson. To a degree, Kostinen's played better than Holloway. I know right now it's in the suck, and it sucks to be in the suck. Yeah, you're not lying there, clown. You're not lying there, clown. You're not wrong on that, and that's the most saddening part. Is McDavid is a minus player playing with Hopkins and Hyman. You need to get Hopkins and Hyman off that line. Yeah, no, that I'll agree with you. That was a big blunder on their part. That was a huge mistake by the Oilers on their part, playing him that one extra game to make him eligible to get offer sheeted. You and I agree there. That is the blunder they made with Broberg. But letting him go wasn't a blunder. No, he doesn't have a ton of playoff experience. He has a ton of NHL experience. Like, I would take Jeff Skinner's playoff experience. Sorry, Jeff Skinner's regular season experience and see what he can do in the playoffs. He's a 50-goal scorer, guys. Like this, he's not just a guy that came off the street and strapped on a pair of hockey skates and decided, hey, I'm going to play in the NHL today. I get that Jeff Skinner has never played in the NHL playoffs, but is that his fault or the team he played on? Look at Jack Eichel. Jack Eichel never played in the playoffs before he went to Vegas either. What did he do the first year? Won a cup. I'm just saying, guys, let's wait to playoffs, and let's wait to the offseason to blow up this team and say, wow, this team really choked. Really shit the bed this year. But I love having conversations with you guys about this. Like, I love the fact that we can actually have conversations and have differing opinions. Your opinions are just as valid as mine. Yeah, that's just it. He's either going to be really good in the playoffs or he's going to be bad, and we got to trade him in the offseason.
Thursday, a rematch with the defending champions, and then
5-1 Washington. Maybe we just got to start running the goalie over. Every time Ovi scores, you gotta say how many goals he has in the NHL. That's ridiculous.
Dropping it off to Emerson and taking his time on the line change. Opening minute, third period. 5-1 Caps.
I don't think they're going to score 3 more goals. I think the scoring is done for both teams. I think you see the score 5-1. That's the score that's going to be the final.
Typically their best period this season. It has been a great period for the Oilers, but not in the last couple of games.
The Oilers already better look hard in the mirror. That's 2 games that this team has given up 5 goals. Can't blame the goalie, different goalies. Can't blame the opponent, different opponent. What a bad giveaway there by Adam Henrique. That's just my honest opinion. This team needs to look hard in the mirror before the game when they play Tampa.
Well defended at the blue line, eventually slapped it off. Linesman Trent Knorr, who's had a
on Tuesday, they better look hard in the mirror before Tuesday and figure their shit out. Because this is unacceptable. This weekend, I get it, sucks. But it's not an excuse.
Brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Home of no payments, no interest for 1 year.
No, I'm good with no Cirelli or Tambellini. Tambellini was a joke.
What I was thinking, Louis, might have been Edmonton's last gas.
And it's Lindgren, he kind of just gets a chunk of that with the glove. And that was Kapanen showing his speed shorthanded to get that chance. And you're right, that could have changed everything.
Yeah, they get paid either way, Joe. But they still a job.
Blast from the blue line.
It's still about pride.
Misfires, and then the shot from
That's one thing I don't agree with when people say that. Well, they're millionaires getting paid either way. Yeah, they're millionaires getting paid. But they are in the public eye way more than you and I.
What a year he's had. 25, 2, and 5 on the season.
No, I don't think these games will affect his chances. I think his performance will affect his chances. If he continues doing what he's doing, kid will stay up. Oh, there's a bad giveaway. Klingberg gave the puck away. Like, that can't happen.
And then tried to return to the point. A shot by Van Riemsdyk. Swallowed up by Klingberg, and he'll send it around the boards. Digging in was Radish.
Yeah, this team has been struggling for a while.
We'll take a stroll and then back.
Wow, that's a cross check to the face on the Washington line. No call. Wow.
In goals for, and they've proven why this weekend. How about 13 in 5 periods? Here's Matt Savoy for Edmonton. Henrique a shot. That dribbled in front dangerously. Set up for Emerson. His shot. Savoy trying to.
Matt Savoy's dog on bone doing everything he can to help out his case.
Ethan Frank cut off. Eller, though, follows it up against Skinner. Dishes off Sandin. A shot kicked away by Pickard. Rebound. Henrique did not get it out. Carlson forced it back toward the Edmonton net. Mangiapane aggressive. Sandin held it in. Heads for the net. Fires cross ice to Carlson. In front, Eller denied. Rebound.
That's why the fans need to. I'm going to be very blunt and very honest. Fans need to shut the fuck up. You're not a GM. You're not an owner of anything. Most Edmonton Oilers fans, and I'm going to generalize here, probably need permission to tie their shoes. They're not even in charge of tying their own shoes, let alone who they should trade or get. Like, that's the frustrating part about these fans. Ovi just misses the hat trick. It was there for him. It was fucking there for him. Wow.
Shot by Nurse and a save by Lindgren. Louis alluding to an earlier chance on the power play against Pickard that was stopped. That one, what a look by Faravari. Here's Draisaitl busting up ice with Connor Brown. Button hooks away, but had it knocked off the stick by Protas, who fell down, but was still able to keep it alive for Roy. Up to Faravari and driven in deep. Dylan Strome gets it back from Matt Roy.
No, I don't even think they need a top 6 forward. Top 6 forward. I think they just need a bottom guy. A bottom forward that's willing to play bottom forward. They need a grinding forward. Guys, they just need a third-line grinder. I hate to say that, but that's legitimately all the Oilers need is a third-line grinder, preferably a centerman that can win key zone faceoffs. Much like a guy named Adam Oates. Do you guys remember Adam Oates in 06? He was brought in to win faceoffs. Because if you have puck possession, you have control of the game. There doesn't need to be a big move overhaul by this team. That's for off season. I get it. I understand your frustration. But that's 2 players on a 25-man roster. You make it act, but
out to the point. Wilson snapped it. Save made by Pickard, protecting that far post.
You make it sound like Hopkins is lighting the league up. You make it sound like Hyman is duplicating what he did last year. You know what I mean? Like, you make it sound like the only problem is Jeff Skinner not producing, Arvidsson not playing well. Where's Hyman? Where's Hopkins? You know what I mean? Like,
looks like three-quarter ice right now for Edmonton. Defend, chip the puck.
I get your frustration, but it should be aimed towards the veteran Oiler players that have been here for years.
Flicked off Pickard. That one to Haim. Frustrated, he didn't convert. Punched in front, backhander score. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Hopkins scores a goal.
And Edmonton's first real chance of the period converted.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins gets the goal. 5-2.
5-2.
Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna. Feel buzz like I had last week. I must stay because coffee is cheap. I like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I continue, you know they get sweeter. So what can I do? I really bag you, my lord. To me, blood is just like a boy. Anything fly, it's all good. Let me jump in and sing in the trumpet. A little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Erica by my side. A little bit of Rita, all I need. A little bit of...
Get back in this game. 13 minutes to play. The deficit is 5-2. Here's Jeff Skinner. 2 caps collapse on him. Brought up ice by Lars Eller. You'll recall last year, Edmonton trailed Toronto 5-0 after 2. Got it back to within 5-3, and Nugent-Hopkins hit a crossbar late in that game. Well, the Leafs might have been in real trouble, so no lead is safe when you're dealing with Edmonton. Still ranked 4th in the league.
Sir, you're right. 03-04 was when Adam Oates came in to help the Oilers out.
He centers a quick tip on net. Pickard
But
is able to cleanly grab that one and keep it 5-2 with 12.5 to play.
Nugent-Hopkins.
he was here as part of the coaching staff in 06. Yeah, Hopkins is retired as an Oiler, as he should. Yeah, I don't understand why DeBrusque says what he says. Or Jack Michaels. Yeah, Jack, sometimes I wonder about the guy. Wow. No, he didn't. I made a mistake. He was a coach for the 06 team. He was, what do they call those guys? not an official capacity coach, a skills coach. You know what I mean? Like, you're right. Like, you caught me in that. You caught me in the mistake, and I misspoke. You caught me in that, and I appreciate that. He was a skills coach for that team, though. But my point still stands. Like, we need a guy like that. We need a guy that knows his role, knows his jobs. We need a guy like that. We need a guy that knows that he's a bottom 4 player, and that's okay. Unfortunately, the Oilers have a bunch of bottom 6 guys that think they're top 6 players.
Sliding up opposite Tom Wilson. Face off.
No, you're not wrong. This is probably their toughest stretch of games. That's why I say if we can win this road trip, this team is okay. It looks bad now. I get it. It looks bad. It's 5-2. But it could always be worse.
Slim hopes afloat. Need one in the next 2 or 3 minutes, one would think. Dubois backing off. If nothing more, to get Edmonton really interested and to maybe tighten Washington up a bit. A lot of free-flowing plays coming from the Caps this afternoon. Here's Connor Brown. Rifles a pass that Nurse did not handle. McDavid let it go through the Brown.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Playing with Connor Brown right
You're not wrong, Renegade. They need to start. They need to show some emotion.
McDavid. Checked by Matt Roy, put it down low. Faravari closing quickly on Draisaitl. McMichael up to Ovechkin. And it's launched back to center. Carried back in by Nurse.
Nurse wants the puck, I guess.
Dropped off Draisaitl. One-timer Klingberg and a save made by Charlie Lindgren. 5-2, 11:18 to go.
Play Alberta has over 400 casino games to discover. New players start with 100 free spins.
That's insane. We are down to half a period to go in the game.
Well, to your point, starting to find some chances around the net. Klingberg with a one-timer as he leans.
Hopkins scored the goal.
Good job to box out in front for Washington. 92-mile-an-hour blast.
Sorry, I didn't scream and shout, guys. I just... Arvidsson and Hyman get the assists. So the 3 guys we talked about.
Was able to help fork that puck free for Arvidsson. The dish to Nugent Hopkins. And a broken stick off the draw. Leaves Arvidsson scrambling for new lumber. The Caps don't get it out. Nugent Hopkins hovering. He was engaged for a moment, but the Caps were able to angle one up the right-hand side. Duhaime now heading for the net. Chikrin will give it go. The return pass off the mark intended for Taylor Radish. He's checked by Klingberg. Stroke back to the point for Chikrin. Across Van Riemsdyk. Lasered one off the boards. Chikrin stepped up on Hyman to keep the puck in the offensive zone for Washington. Hyman filled the passing lane, made the steal, got it ahead for Brett Kulak. Against Van Riemsdyk, he'll put it down low. Nugent Hopkins unchecked. Centering pass comes free. Bouchard wasn't looking shot, so it's Arvidsson. Turns it back for Hyman. Protecting against Van Riemsdyk. Shields him from the puck, tried to cut inside. Arvidsson looking for a lane in front, and that was chopped wide. Kulak, I'm not sure, realized he was all alone.
Yeah, they're poised for another good second half.
As Washington, for the first time in quite a while, with some shaky play in its own zone, down a turnover. Hyman in front.
You can have that feeling. I understand where you're coming from. I think Tampa and Florida are right for the taking. I think we may lose this game, which is looking more and more likely. Win against Tampa, win against Florida, beat Carolina. Now we went 3-2 on a road trip. And now we're at home against who? Anaheim?
Another good shift by that line for Edmonton.
Well, at the very least, you're building some momentum for Tuesday.
Yeah, we have Anaheim, Montreal, Dallas, Buffalo, Devils. Yeah, there's Dylan Strome scoring.
Strome with his 18th and his 3rd point of the afternoon.
And 3 assists for Broadus as well. He's the one that took the shot A juicy rebound for Strome. So all that action in the offensive zone, the Washington Capitals come down. The first shot by Ovechkin handled by Pickard way out to cut down the angle on that one. Little fake slapper, just a little hesitation. And then the pass to Protas with the one-timer, and that rebound right to Strome on the doorstep. Has to handle it in front, but then shovels it home. That's goals in back-to-back games for Strome, and that makes it 6-2.
He's got 12 points in his last 8 games.
That's
really
mind-boggling.
I mean, look, you're talking about a club that's lost.
Dylan Strome gets his 18th of the year, 6-2 Capitals. Oilers better figure out their lives and figure it out quick, because Tuesday's going to be a hard game to win, but it's winnable. No, he's not looking good at all. This entire Oilers team is not looking good.
They're not saying that now. But Golson, the echo.
Success breeds that confidence as well, doesn't it? This team just really...
This team looks like they're just going through motions of playing a hockey game. Shots are 27-20 for the Capitals. Score is 6-2. Hey, we got another game on Tuesday, right?
I remember you and I talking preseason. We weren't sure Washington would be able to get in this year.
I don't think their own organization thought they were going to be this good. I think they're surprised at how quickly it's happened, but sometimes the mix is just right. And, you know, Pierre-Luc Dubois, I mean, with the troubles that he's had elsewhere in different cities,
fair.
He's come in here and given them a valuable asset and a guy that can put up against anybody.
But yet they found ways to win games, and they will find a way to win the next one. They're going to find a way to win Tuesday and win against Florida on Thursday.
It's closing in on 50 points, and as you suggest, all of a sudden you've got a guy to neutralize a McDavid, a Sidney Crosby, a Nate McKinnon.
Well, they lost their top 2 centermen when you look at it. Kuznetsov and Backstrom in the last 2 years, gone.
Ovechkin to Chikrin in front. Policy trying to go back door to Ovechkin, who was no longer there. Strome, Ovechkin in tight, waits, surveys, fires anyway. Pickard was 100% sure a shot was coming, and he still shot it.
I'm not taking the guy in front.
Here's Chikrin, loading up, looking for a lane, not there. Trying a wrist shot, it was blocked, and a high flip from Corey Perry. He got it on net, and the chance of Ovi go up just as the 39-year-old retreats to the bench. He scored 199 goals now.
At least we took more than 3 shots this period.
The first NHL player ever to score 200 in 3 different decades.
We can blame the goaltending all we want, but the players in front of them need to buy in.
Chikrin a shot, sprawling
Like,
right pad save. Pickard somehow located that through a screen. McDavid trying to fight off Tom Wilson. 6:45 to go, 6-2 Washington. Caps have earned it. Dubois will kick it back. Carlson from 16.
Right? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. They're playing like they're the team that is down, not the team that's up. Another bad giveaway by the Oilers. That's offside, not called. That's interesting. Like, it's games like these that I can't get too worked up over. It's February. It's a mean-nothing game for the Oilers. When we're done playing against the Eastern Conference and we got stretch of Western teams, then I'll start getting concerned and worried and worked up. Not wrong. They look sloppy as all freaking get up and go, oh, here's another one. They were just hemmed in their zone for a good 3 minutes. Not fucking good enough. But hey, I will start giving a damn when this team plays in March and we have a stretch of games where we gotta win. After this game, I'll update the standings and I'll let you guys know just how good this team is standings-wise. Like, there's no rush. There's no reason to be doom and gloom. This team sucks. Oh, it's garbage. It's hockey, man. Like I said, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody who has ever... It is perfect weather outside. I can't wait to go driving in this weather. Part of me wishes it wasn't Sunday, but I might have to put on my skates and go for a skate. I bought a new hockey stick. I want to go try it out. Hey, there's a positive. We can't blame this one on Skinner. Fuck. Oh, that's terrible.
The Edmonton Oilers trail 6-2 today in Washington, D.C. Road trip doesn't get much easier as they...
No worries, man. It's
Lightning. Louie and I will be
fun.
In the mix Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern, 5:30
6-2.
Sportsnet 1 and Pacific. The Oilers will be taking on a Lightning club that returns to action from their break not until later on against Seattle. They did not play yesterday, one of only 4 teams that didn't. Edmonton on the second of a back-to-back, as is Washington.
Oh, no, that's awesome that you're here, man. Like, unfortunately, I have seen this team play every game this year.
Able to make the save, though he wasn't sure he had it. Squeezing the 5-hole shot just in time to rob Ovechkin of his first ever hat trick against the Oilers.
Well, we talked about the 11.
And that's a bad giveaway by Arvidsson.
Ovechkin had
Ovi shot.
Around this one too, and this is a quick little wrist that he tries to fool Pickard with. Just kind of shovels it towards him. Follow it up, and as all great scorers do, he follows up his own shot, and he was waiting for
could call you Jen.
to be left over to kind of try and jam that one home, but Pickard makes a nice save.
It's a very Swedish name.
His wrist shot turned aside by Pickard, who's just been under duress. I mean, that Caps have 32 shots, but there's
no. It was a save by Picard.
in all 3 periods for Washington. Quality of play.
No Hattie for Ovi, but 2 is enough, man. Like,
so he's got 11 opportunities or attempts on net in this one as well.
good. The good thing about this is the Oilers aren't going to pull their goalie to give him that hat trick, because you know as soon as they pull the goalie, he's going to go out for the full 5 minutes. Jeff Skinner scores! 6-3 Washington. Who knew?
And beat Charlie Lindgren.
Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna. Feel buzz like I had last week. I must stay because coffee is cheap. Like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I continue, you know they get sweeter. So what can I do? I really bag you, my lord. To me, blood is just like a boy. Anything time, it's all good. Let me jump in and turn in the trumpet. A little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Erica by my side. A little bit of Rita, all I need. A little bit of Tina, what I see. A little bit of...
They're going to review that? Are you fucking serious? You're up 6-3.
Yeah, sorry, Lindgren's over there.
Leg up on the board.
I was going to say.
All right, thank God it's just the goalie equipment.
Just wanted to get a goalie skate looked at. Maybe he feels that might have compromised his ability to handle that Jeff Skinner chance. So 6-3, the goal
6-3, 4.5 left to go in the game. Oilers down, but not out.
This might be
Gotta have
their
faith.
last shift of the game and a final.
Like Limp Bizkit sang, gotta have faith. Baby. Gotta have hope.
And once again, you're within striking distance. If you don't, Louie, it might be the last time. David see the ice as a puck to flex out of play behind.
Yeah, we're not getting 3, but hey, we made it a game.
6, Edmonton 3, Nugent Hopkins and Skinner with third period goals. But for the most part, this game belongs to Washington. Jeff Skinner converts on a Caps turnover, scores his 11th.
Hey. It is what it is, folks. It's a Sunday in Alberta, or wherever you're watching from. My name is Matt for Oilers Fan Reaction. Pleasure being here with you guys. There's going to be no empty netter. Don't even put it into the world. If there's an empty netter, I will lose my shit. That's all this guy scores is empty netters or power play goals. At least he scored one goal 5-on-5 today. Oh. Whew. It's just one of those days. Everybody wakes up. Everybody sucks. Yes, another Limp Bizkit song. If you know what that song is, you listen to good songs in the 2000s. Fred Durst is a really good lyricist. Man. You know what I get to do after this game, though, guys? In full transparency? Go watch a race. That's all you can hope for. If the Oilers play like shit, let's hope the Kings and Knights continue to play like crap. And when the Oilers start playing good, the Kings and Knights can still play like crap. I'm with you, man. I am with you on that.
Changing the gloves for certain goals as well, but building up that display that he has. I'm going to put
that doesn't matter. It doesn't count. Moving forward, those teams can start losing. And they will. The Oilers are going to win on Tuesday, and then they're going to beat Florida, and then beat Carolina, and mollywop Anaheim. And we're going to forget these two games ever happened. That's the way I'm looking at these next 4 games. By the time they're back at home and the game is over against Anaheim, we're going to forget that these 2 games even existed. I already forgot about yesterday.
Draisaitl an early power play goal and then rattled off the game's next 5.
And they had that chance right away, the breakaway by Skinner right after the 1-0 goal by Draisaitl early in this game. You know, for Edmonton, that could have changed the tides early as well. It just didn't happen. Sometimes the game just doesn't go well for you. Sometimes you allow a team to get back into it. For Chris Knobloch, obviously not the start that he and his team want to have coming out of the Four Nations break.
Yeah,
hello, Mr. Brightside.
Oi. My thought was that was the last chance to really get back into it, and it was lingering, stopping.
We'll see. That's my optimism side. We're going to forget about these 2 games after we're home. And it will really start being fruition when they do beat Tampa. Thank me later. Checks in the mail, right?
Instead, you're down 4-1 against the team that's rolling the way Washington is. Not realistic. Here's Victor Arvidsson.
You guys are all awesome. Thank you guys for being here from start to finish. I know it hasn't been enjoyable. It's been tough to watch. But hey, if I gotta watch it. Icing against Washington. Scores 6-3. Shots are 32-23. 2.5 minutes left to go in the third period.
That's true.
I don't watch anybody else during live streams, but I can imagine every other live stream Oiler guy right now is just fuming at their TV. Hey, that's all I want. Just a little thing. No, not an empty net. Oh, he's going to be out there for the next 3 minutes.
Wins the face-off cleanly from Dylan Strome. 6-on-5.
Empty net, Ovechkin.
Anderson out there, 6-on-5, Louis. McDavid. Nurse to Anderson. Draisaitl receives the pass.
And there it is. Called it. Ovi got the Hattie because Emerson's stick broke. Why the fuck would you pull your goalie?
Goal number 882. He's now 12 from Time Gretzky, 13 away from becoming the game's
Of course it would be on a broken fucking stick.
And that is the 20th team against him. Alex Ovechkin has had a hat trick.
Talk about the all-time backfire right there. Just we've seen how many sticks explode in this game at inopportune times. Arvidsson with a couple. This one here for Emerson, getting a little bit of a reward here. Paul Coffey throwing him out there at the end of the game, trying to get that first goal. Tries to rip the one-timer. His stick evaporates in his hand.
Oilers down 7-3. It's all good, guys. It's all good.
You don't have to ask him to put it into the open net because he will, and he won't apologize for it. And the hat trick for Ovechkin. The hat's on the ice, and his family here to watch, obviously, as they're going to be down this stretch trying to chase down history.
Disagree, but
a familiar situation for these Washington Capitals fans. They've seen it through his career. Ever since he stepped on board in 2005, he's been a prolific goal scorer.
I'm surprised, quite frankly, he only has 32 hat tricks.
it's not the coaching style. It's the players that are playing his coaching style.
This one, it'll be 25 after today. You know, at least 6 or 7 of those games he's going to have.
Congratulations to the Washington Capitals. More specifically, congratulations to Alexander Ovechkin getting a hat trick. It is what it is. We move on. We don't get mad. We don't cry about it. Why should we care so much if the players don't?
For the shot, you know it's coming, and this guy will shoot it every single time, and it's only a matter of time. But he buried that one right in the middle of the net.
Yeah, I mean, that shot had no chance not to go in. Sergei looking on, age 6. And who would bet against the fact that maybe in 15 years, you and I will be calling one of Sergei's goals? I won't.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if you look at any of the early reports with the stick in his hand, you can tell it comes naturally to him.
7-3 Washington. You think the Caps were ready following the Four Nations break? How about 15 goals?
And no player representing at the Four Nations, so everybody had to break. And
it's a good point by you.
You know, listen, they all had a break mentally, physically, to just shut things down, and they're not taxing their top players. So it does make sense to me.
2 minutes to play.
Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or win by a mile. A win is a win, bud. And it was because of his coaching style. They did beat LA, and they did beat Vancouver, and they mollywopped Dallas.
In fact, Edmonton lost all 3 last year.
All good, guys. There's nothing to be upset about.
No bunnies in that group.
Score 7-3 Washington. 1.5 left to go in the third period. Like I said, why are we going to scream and holler and be upset if the players don't give 2 shits on the ice?
At just over 18 minutes. So, I mean, coming into the game today, they were fresh.
Backhander in tight and a save made by Charlie Lindgren. Another good chance for Jeff Skinner on some loose change in front, but that time
it is what it is, man. We have a differing opinion on that. I don't think it's his systems at all. Excuse me. I don't think it's his systems. I think it's there's something going on.
Louis, obviously the competitor that he is, we saw what the 2018 Cup meant to him. I don't think anyone has enjoyed winning a Stanley Cup more than Alexander Ovechkin.
But that's not his systems. You do know that Gullickson is in charge of the PK and the power play, right? You know that Knobloch has no input on the power play and PK. That's his assistant coaches. That's their babies. He's a coach that coaches the big things, and he leaves the PK and the power play to the coaches. I think it's Mark Stewart and Glenn Gullickson.
The same in this game this afternoon.
But again, I understand what you're saying. This team has taken a step back on the power play and a big step back on the PK. Maybe it's the players on the ice that need to figure it out. Maybe it's not a coaching issue, it's a personnel issue. 20 seconds left to go in regulation. 7-3 Washington. Count it down, Louie.
What do you want to see from Edmonton on Tuesday?
A response. I just think it's listen, you kind of check these games and say, oh, well, we had a little funny hop back.
Guys just allowed to lay on a player. That's cool. That's the new way of playing defense against the Oilers. Just lay on a player. If you lay on him, he can't do anything. It's a fucking joke. The Vancouver way of doing it, if you lay on it. You're not wrong. I'm just trying to be the helpful guy telling you, hey, sometimes things aren't as they appear. But Oilers lose back-to-back games. Have not looked good in doing it either. 7-3 is the final. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. (7-3) final. Games yet to be played today. Pittsburgh's playing New York. Detroit's against Anaheim. Seattle, Tampa. Colorado, St. Louis. New Jersey, Nashville. Toronto, Chicago. Dallas, New York. San Jose, Calgary. Vancouver, Utah. I will be watching the Colorado-St. Louis game and the Vancouver-Utah game. Thank you all for being here. My name is Matt for Oilers Fan Reaction. See you guys on Tuesday. Maybe we might need to say it's a must-win. Huh? Can I be so bold as say next Tuesday is a must-win for the Edmonton Oilers? Can I be so bold? You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you guys in a few days. Not wrong. Not wrong, Joe. Not wrong. Oilers lose. We suck again. It gets better. Trust me. See you guys on Tuesday. Deuces.